G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm checking out a new product that was sent to me by Claire and David from Claire's Prints, and it is the Garmin R10 alignment stand. You've seen the one for the Rhapsody MLM2 Pro. This is the one for the Garmin R10. I'm really excited to show this off because the actual build quality on this is far superior to the Garmin R10 stand I'm actually using at the moment. Now, I haven't used the Garmin R10 for quite some time. Since I've had my Unicore R Mini, I've been doing a lot of testing with that product. I've had my MLM2 Pro, again, I've been doing lots of testing with that product. The Garmin R10's kind of just sat there. It is a fantastic device and it is very accurate. It does struggle with spin axis with the woods and driver. However, with the irons, with the wedges, with the chip shots, it's absolutely fantastic. So I'm excited to get it out today and show it off. So, I'm talking about this stand today, and I'm going to talk about how I actually align my Garmin R10 using this stand. It is exactly like the MLM2 Pro stand. You do have these little feet that you can adjust the height on, and you do have the bubble so you can make sure your device is perfectly level in your sim room. I'm going to be showing a bit of behind the scenes. I have had an upgrade to my sim room. Like you can see, I now have turf through the entire room. I'll have a sim update video coming soon showing off how I did that, but I'm going to be showing how I align my Garmin R10 using this stand. Let's get into it. Okay, so for the purpose of today's video, I will be using GS Pro to actually align this stand. I use GS Pro. If you don't, you can use the Awesome Golf app, you can use the Garmin app, whichever app you want. If you've got a projector, you can align it that way. If you don't have a projector, there are other ways to align it, but I'm going to show you how I align my Garmin R10 using GS Pro. I do now have this new flooring, like I said, so I've lost my reference line with my mats for the center of my screen. But if I go to the practice range, the actual standard driving range on GS Pro, we have a center line. All right, so using my other camera, what you can see there is I have the Garmin R10 sat there where it's basically going to be sitting when I actually align this thing and the stand. What I love about this stand is it has a laser built into the stand, and this laser, it's really good, and it also charges via USB-C. You can see the little USB-C port there. So this laser lasts a long time on battery, and if it does get low, you've got the USB there, you can top it up. USB-C, it's pretty quick to charge. It does last a long time, so you don't have to be worried about this thing running out of battery, and it is very quick to charge. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is I'll put my unit on there, I'll turn the laser on, and I also have a ball where I'm going to hit from, and then what you can see on the screen is the actual center of the driving range. So that is my reference point. So what I'm trying to do now is get my stand lined up to where I have the golf ball that I'm going to be hitting, the laser going directly through that, the laser going directly through the golf ball on the screen, and then the laser going directly down the target line. So once I have this set up, okay, that is pretty much perfect. Okay, the lights are off now to make this a bit easier to see, but what I've got is my Garmin R10 sat on the stand at the back of my room. I've got the laser going all the way down through my golf ball, through the center of the golf ball, following it all the way up to the screen where the laser's going pretty much directly through the golf ball. I might need to make a slight minor adjustment, all the way down that center line on the driving range. It's slightly off, so I'll need to adjust it just slightly, but it is pretty close to being perfect. So I'll make a minor adjustment now. Okay, I've made the adjustment, and now the laser is going perfectly through the golf ball, perfectly through that golf ball on the screen, and then perfectly down the line. So now I know my unit is perfectly aligned with where I'm going to hit from, and then also the center line of my screen. So one of the beauties of this is I can leave that laser on while I practice. So if I want to practice and have an imaginary line there, and I want to try and hit, say, a push draw, I can leave the laser on there and I can really make sure my golf ball is starting right at that laser line. Or if you want to hit like a cut, a pull fade, you can start your golf ball left of that target line. So you can use it as a bit of a training aid. For me personally though, once I have it aligned up, I just turn it off. Okay, now I have the unit perfectly aligned and where I want it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check that bubble level. So you can see the bubble level there is not perfectly in the middle, which means my Garmin R10 is not perfectly level. So what I'm going to do is just adjust these feet, and you'll have to play around with which way to turn it. But you can adjust these feet to get that bubble perfectly in the middle and where it is perfectly sitting flat. So that is now perfectly in the middle. Now I know my Garmin R10 is sitting perfectly level. Now, the one step I forgot to show was initially, before I even started lining it up, I did get my stand with my Garmin on there. I moved it right up to my mat and I made sure it was perfectly level with the hitting mat. So that was my first step. I did forget to show that on camera, but move your unit close to your mat. Make sure it's the same level or roughly the same level before moving it back into position. Okay, now my unit is perfectly aligned, it's perfectly level, and we're good to go. So now I know I can be confident in the Garmin R10 that is perfectly aligned, and if I see a club path going right to left, I know that's me. I know it's not the unit that's misaligned, so all my data now is going to be completely accurate to what I'm actually doing. The big step with the Garmin R10, the biggest step is to get this thing perfectly aligned, especially indoors. If you don't have this unit perfectly aligned, your data will be misleading. You can think you're doing something, but just because that thing is misaligned, you're actually going to be doing something completely opposite. So you have to get this thing perfectly aligned so you can rely on your data. Okay, now that's all done, we're good to go. I'm just going to hit a couple of shots and we're just going to check the data. Okay, so for the purpose of this, I do have a 7-iron and I am using my RCT golf balls. That was flush. I mean, that hit exactly on that line and that started dead straight, and all of that data now I can rely on. So my club path was 2.4 in to out, I was hitting down on the ball, my spin axis was correct. Look at the relationship between the club path and the horizontal launch angle, and that just shows you with that club data, I'm going to hit a baby draw. It's going to start right and I'm going to hit a baby draw. That's exactly what we saw. All that spin data is perfect, 6,000 RPM, that's a 7-iron, so that is perfect. For me personally, with Pro V1s, I do spin it a lot lower, and that's just due to the golf ball. Also, my swing can get a bit squeezy, so that spin data is perfect. Okay, let's hit another shot. A little bit left, and again, a little bit left. That's exact, I hit that, called it, and you look up and the shot does exactly what you think it did. Again, the club data is good, horizontal launch angle is good. All of that data, all of those metrics look perfect. Oh, I thinned it. Not the best shot. It's going to work out though. Distance dropped off because I didn't hit it perfect, the carry distance that is. All of that data looks perfect. A little baby draw, and yeah, I mean, once you have this Garmin aligned perfectly, alignment is key. Alignment is key for the Garmin R10. Once you have this thing perfectly aligned, your data will be really accurate, like seriously accurate with the Garmin R10. The key is you have to get this thing aligned. Okay, so that is a review, a look at the Garmin R10 stand by Claire and David. Definitely check this out. I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested in this device. I really recommend getting one of these if you have a Garmin R10. Alignment is key. This makes it so much easier to align consistently every time you use your device. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, let me know. Any comments or questions, let me know down below and I will catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.